And thank the planning team members, of which I'm part of. Let's give them a round of applause. And if you really scrutinize that list, you'll see that it's really a diverse cross-sector of folks or people representing different sectors in very much the same way that Ms. Edwards called people out, right, to see who was in the room. It's that same cross-sector that represented the planning team. Folks from philanthropy, from academia, from, what were the other sectors? Intermediaries, philanthropy, academia, researchers, government, and practitioners. And I just want to be clear that the lens that I use right now is that of a community development practitioner. I have 14 years of experience. 9 of those have come primarily from Humboldt Park, where I was born and raised in Chicago. Illinois, don't hate on me, please. But the more recent 4 years have been in Southwest Detroit. 2 years with Detroit Hispanic Development Corporation, and almost nearing on 2 years with Urban Neighborhood Initiatives. And I just want to also point out that my case is part and parcel why this planning team is important. I don't have an undergrad degree. I've had to learn and understand the ropes of community development the hard way. I had to learn by doing. I had to go from the pen to the fire, and I appreciate that experience. However, I could have benefited from a real nice system that showed very clearly what the pathways were, what the opportunities were. That way I didn't have to figure it out by myself. And so I think that planning team really speaks to a very important part of who I am, and likely who others are in our local neighborhoods and our communities, trying to get this work done and trying to be seen as community developers. So I just wanted to continue on to say that we built on sort of a foundation of work that was done during phase 1, but also, as you heard from June and others already, that there's been a plethora of work that has been accomplished around sort of preparing for recommendations, right? We didn't just come up with these, they came out of some in-depth and thorough research and planning. And I just want to go through a few of these. We developed a community development framework to guide subsequent conversations with stakeholders. We reviewed and analyzed existing labor market information to understand the lay of the land in terms of opportunities. We conducted, documented, and analyzed the results of 8 local focus groups. We documented and analyzed current local academic offerings that prepare people for entry at the mid and senior level. Entry, mid, and senior level. And we reviewed and analyzed non-academic, local, and national professional development programs, all in anticipation of thinking about what is needed in this next period. So you have this in your packets. I'm not going to read through them all. I'm going to sort of highlight a few of the key findings from the local research. One of the ones I want to highlight is that community development skill requirements are a hybrid. As much as we want to absolutize everything and say, this is it, this is black, this is white, really the richness of reality, in my mind, is found in hybridity. And so we found out that these skill requirements are really a hybrid of core skills and skills that are acquired across allied sectors, including urban planning, social work, public policy, public administration, real estate development, and others. One of the things that I've had to learn on the job is sort of figuring out how to project manage a real estate development project, which is kind of where I'm at right now currently with the Lawndale's second half of the Lawndale Center. But part of it is like, we have to, as community development practitioners, we have to become quasi-experts in all of these different areas to be effective in our position, while not specializing in just one or two. Also, another key finding was that it was more likely that a community development career is possible if we understand that community development professionals are necessary in more than just CDOs, but also in other sectors like government, foundations, academia, corporations, research institutions, and others. If we understand that as a system, then we'd have better prepared folks entering into all of these sectors who understand how to do community engagement authentically. And I say authentically because a lot of people are saying that they're doing community engagement, but I would question if it is authentic. So if you have folks who are experienced both on the job, but also with the key skills and the key academic knowledge, filter into all of these different sectors, the entire system greatly benefits, not just the CDOs, but also the local government entities, the philanthropic entities who understand where they came from. They didn't come out of osmosis or out of the pure thin air. They came out of neighborhoods. They came out of communities. And if they understand and recognize that their role embodies that, then the system itself is enriched. The last, for this slide, the last one I want to highlight is that there's an overall employment demand in community development, that an overall demand in community development isn't projected to increase during the 5 years. But the key phrase is, if nothing changes. Right now, the data has taught us that there is not a demand for community development professionals or highly skilled or highly talented folks. But that doesn't mean that it's not worth doing it. We have to change that. We have to impact that. We have to influence the market so that there is a demand. And I think that that's one of the key questions that we're trying to think about as a planning team. How do we do that? Next slide. If the demand were to increase, the areas to see an increase could include areas in community organizing, advocacy, workforce development, real estate development, land assembly, land transformation, reuse, green stormwater infrastructure, beautification, and blight removal. Those are the areas that are in demand. Those are all the buzzwords that everybody's trying to figure out how to do or how to get the dollars for. And so if we can increase the demand for folks who understand community development, then that demand for jobs will be seen in these sectors because those are the growing sectors right now in the field. And then last with this slide, hiring and promoting within the community development field is difficult because of the following. Unclear educational and work experience requirements for community development, particularly for entry and mid-level opportunities. Limited support for training mobility across allied sectors. Concern in the allied sectors about moving respected CDO leaders out of their roles. And misperceptions about the quality of skills and experience of CDO staff. I just want to take a moment there and just give you a little bit more insight into my own experience. I've had to understand the lay of the land in my organization and see what levels of opportunity for growth and development were. And if I found none, then I had to consider the possibility of moving into another organization that would prepare me adequately for the roles of a senior level community development practitioner. I've had to learn and understand that on my own and take the risk of leaving one job and stability for another job and uncertainty. And I think that understanding that if you want to say that you place a value on local neighborhood people of color hiring, but you don't have a process, a methodology for helping people in your organizations or in your neighborhoods understand the pathway, then all you have is a pie in the sky dream, and I might dare say an inauthentic value. Because if that's a value, then your system has to reflect the value. If it doesn't and you're not working on changing that, then I would venture to guess whether or not you really want people of color